We about to go live. Click on the link in my bio. You can call in to win a match. 562-653-0707. We see your numbers. You got you on hold. Someone's going to win. Hang out with none other than Southern Dabber himself. So you're a first-time DFZ Radio interviewee. So why don't you introduce yourself to everyone out there in DFZ Radio listener land?
All right. What up, y'all? What up, y'all? I'm Southern Dabber. I'm a pusher of the positivity, if you want to go there.
There we go.
You know, I'm all about pushing.
The ambassador of kindness.
There you go. I'm also the combo king, if y'all didn't know that. I throw down on crazy combos and put mad smoke in the air. You know, it's all about pushing that positivity. There's enough negative assholes in the world that I just try to show that there's still good people out there, you know, and that's what I'm all about.
Now you got a good following. I mean, you really are not just a cannabis ambassador, but an advocate. So tell people about really like where did you get your start and your passion for cannabis, and and how did you change that into like a lifestyle and almost like a brand, I would say.
Okay, it all started. I was. Everybody starts off in drugs and alcohol. I don't know. That's where I started out, and cannabis helped me overcome alcohol, overcome cigarettes, overcome prescription pills, and it's about wanting to. You can't do it unless you really want to in your heart, and that's what it's about. So once you want to change, then you drop all the bad habits. You got to get rid
mind over matter, man.
Exactly, and you got to get rid of the negative influences out of your life, and that's one of the hardest things. It could be family, it could be friends, but you have to get the toxic people out of your life, and that's where it starts from.
So, and then from there, you already had a passion for cannabis. How do you turn that into all this positivity? And would it bridge the gap between people? Like,
right. Well, I started off in YouTube, and I was watching crazy hits on YouTube, just cannabis YouTube videos, and then I seen a lot of people promoting positivity, and it just struck something within me. I wanted to change. I wanted to be.
In a world full of keyboard warriors talking shit in the comment section,
Exactly.
You want to send some love out.
Exactly.
That's unique out there because everyone, you're doing it the hard way because hate gets more attention for some reason.
It does. And at first I tried to calm all the haters down, and that worked. But once my following got a little bit higher, then I just had to start blocking people. And once the haters reveal themselves, that's when you block them. And that's the truth. That protects my channel. That protects, my followers as well, because I get a lot of DMs on how my positivity helps people and changes their lives. And Andrew,
I've seen it firsthand, honestly. I mean, I don't mean to cut in whatever,
Go ahead.
Like, I'll never forget this, being at an event with him, and we weren't hosting it, we weren't doing anything, we were just there, just as guests, and I was just tagging along and just hanging out, and a gentleman had come up and recognized him. And, I was first just thinking like, oh, just a regular person, just looking for Southern Dabber, say what's up. And then went in to say, like, I'm a school teacher. And I was like, okay, I'm going to stop right now and just hear this guy. And he's like, you start my morning off, like, in not wanting to, like, hate my job or, like, want to quit my job and have a positive influence with these kids and all that. You make it to where it's a better day. And I was just blown away with that. Immediately I knew what he does for individuals.
So you're motivating people, you're speaking people, and you're giving back. Now tell people how you give back and how you're helping this next generation of up and coming, I guess, what else do we say, cannabis entrepreneurs.
Right. I mean, what I do, the way I'm trying to change the world one person at a time, and that's hard to do because, like you said, there's so many negative people out there, and I wanted to quit so many times, but then I go in my DMs and I see how it's helped people, and that's the drive that keeps me going. Seeing from kids, they're not supposed to be watching my channel, but I can't stop it. But I see
and if
them.
they're gonna be on, they might as well learn something. Now, dude, we got our
Exactly.
caller board lit up. We're gonna take some people. They want to talk to you bad out here. You got over like 7 callers, so you're on the air. DFZ Radio, Farm to Table Cannabis. Is this Dirty Bird?
Yeah, this is Dirty J at Dirty Bird Productions.
What up, Dirty Bird? Where you out of?
Hey, Southern Dabber, how you doing? This is New York State calling.
Right on, man. So
Right.
you're on the air with Southern Dabber and the Hydro Chef and Chronic Elixir.
How you
Cheers,
doing,
mate.
man?
Cheers.
Cheers and much love.
Now you
man.
wanted to talk to the Dabber, man. Talk it, speak it.
Hey, Dabber, how you doing, man? I had a talk with my mom today, and my mom grew up in the old school. You know what I mean? And she's not okay with me smoking marijuana. And I had a talk with her today, and I asked her if she could find it in her heart just to love me for who I am. It's just a plant.
Right. Yeah, and
You
that's
know what I mean? I've been on the prescription pills. I've been through all the stuff. I've been in a coma and seizures, all that stuff from the doctor. This plant's never hurt me once.
right. And
I can
it
smoke
hasn't
this
hurt
plant
anyone.
all day long and not worry about overdosing.
I think we need to call
So I think there needs
Bird's
to
mom.
be some sort of stigma that needs to be lifted, and the oppression of our people needs to stop. This is just a plant.
Nobody should be going to jail or being fucking kicked out of their family's house for loving a plant. I mean, dude, I hate to like think that back when it was this bad, but there was a time where, you know, telling your parents you smoked marijuana was not a thing. Like you couldn't just come out
No,
and say, "Hey,
that-
I choose cannabis." Now people are like, "Hey, this is the route I'm going. Like, you kicking me out or what?"
Well, it's also crazy to think this is the medication that's been used for over thousands of years. Only until the last 70 years has it been demonized, you know, and so criminalized and so incarcerated and so mass produced on a level of being able to make so much money off a plant that more or less started this country. I mean, back in the day, George Washington, and then that's what our country was founded on, was hemp. And that was our
Native
cash
American
crop.
ancestors have
That's
been
right.
using cannabis for ceremonial rituals and medicines since BC, since before Christ.
That is true. I mean,
The history of cannabis is deep, and you know, when it comes down to all the healing and the power that has been, you know, in the last couple hundred years slowly clamped down on, it really is going to take a re-education of the people to really get all the medical benefits back out there into the known like mainframe of the, you know, collective mind. But we appreciate you calling in, Dirty. We're going to take another call or two, and we're going to give away this
Thanks,
magic
Southern
butter
Dabber.
machine
You
in
have
a minute.
Great day, man.
I appreciate you calling, man. Appreciate you, man. Much love to you.
David, thank you for calling. We got you on the air with the Farm to Table Cannabis Show. We got Southern Dabber and the Hydro Chef with Chronic Elixir. What's really good?
Hey, what's happening?
Where you calling from?
Fayetteville,
Fayetteville?
North Carolina.
Attaboy. All right. North Kakalaka in the house. What do you want to talk to? What do you want to ask Southern Dabber?
The last person was on.
What do you want to ask the Southern Dabber, buddy? All right, David. 3, 2, 1. We appreciate you listening. Zachary, you're on the line with the Farm to Table Cannabis Show, the Southern Dabber and Hydroponic Chef.
How you doing, man?
What's really good, man? What you got for us? You got a gardening question or a Southern Dabber question?
I got a southern question.
All
I've been
right.
watching him for a while.
Yes, please. Go ahead. Shoot your question out. He's here. He's
Go
listening.
ahead.
He's
I'm listening
smiling.
to you, man. I'm happy to answer your question or try to anyway.
This weed's got us lit.
It's just a simple old question. One of those standard questions. Do you prefer bongs to joints, or well, I know you smoke blunts a lot. What do you prefer?
All right, I'll give
Glass
you
or rolled?
I'll give you a little lesson about me, or little backstory. Me, I was a joint man for pretty much 30 years of my smoking, and then a few years ago, once I started dabbing, that's when I went into bongs, and I never even smoked blunts until I quit smoking cigarettes, and it's kind of like
Yeah.
it's not good, but it's better than smoking 20 or 40 cigarettes a day. If I
Oh,
smoke
for
2
sure,
or
for
3
sure.
blunts, I'm not. Hemp is a better way, but it's still it's my pacifier,
Little cheap.
I guess. Yeah. So
For sure,
I
for sure.
prefer smoking
I'm
flower,
a glass man myself.
and bong rips are my go-to now, just to straight get
Oh, yeah.
toasted.
Right on. Hey, Zach, we appreciate you helping us, expose a little big game on what he prefers. So let's take it to the next one. They've been waiting for a long time now. Cam, what's good, man? Where are you calling out of? Cam, are you there? Cammy, can you hear me? Cam, this sucks. You've been on hold for 11 minutes and you're giving up so early. Cam, can you hear me? Aw, Cam, what a bummer. All right, second longest caller right here. Kane, you're in the mix with the hydroponic chef and Southern Dabber on Farm to Table Cannabis. What's really good?
Hello?
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
We're just out here trying to make a way out of no way. How about you?
Oh, dude, I'm just trying to get my feet dipped in.
Oh, well, we'll help you get your feet wet. Talk to me, man. You got a gardening question or you got a positivity? You need to express some life goals? We're here for you.
Oh, I was going to ask, like a general question for everybody.
Yeah, go ahead, man. We might.
What do you think is one of, like, I don't know, because there's no specific way to just get into, like, the weed industry. But what is, like, some good steps that people can take to get into it, you know?
I'm going to jump in on this one real quick just because I have been blown away lately at how many people who have never touched a fucking plant in their life are out there giving speeches about cannabis just because they've educated themselves on terpenes or educated themselves on gardening or educated themselves on some other source that has to do with cannabis that doesn't necessarily have to do with that technical side of it. So get interested. Find what interests you about cannabis. For me, it was cooking with cannabis. That's what made me, want to be a part of the industry. And from there, my passion for cooking led to gardening. For these guys, it started in a different way. You talk about eating healthy. You wanted to be healthy.
Yes.
So you find your health aspect of it, and next thing you know, you're a health supplement person giving out recommendations on how to better people's endocannabinoid system without even getting high. Just to help them feel better.
Basically, yeah. And then also second, I would most say like networking. Networking is huge. Devin is on point, was saying like finding your passion and finding what really works for you and what you really want to do in the industry. And then once you do that, you want to start networking with individuals who are in that industry as well too. Start building ideas off of each other. It's going to be a cutthroat industry just like any industry. And if anyone says, oh, the marijuana game is different than any other game, then they've never really worked in corporate America or know anything. Everyone's a snake in the whole thing.
Come at this shit like 70% Gary Vuvicek and fucking 30% fucking a Burner. Dude, look at Burner. He's a huge entrepreneur, right? But I think a lot of it has to do with what like Gary used to say is fuck everybody around you who doesn't have that positive energy like Southern Dabber.
Exactly.
If they don't have that same fucking yes you can, if they're not, if you don't want a yes man, but you want someone that'll give it to you straight. And if they're scared to tell you the truth, like, hey, dude, your fucking idea is dumb as fuck, and if you do that, you're gonna be broke.
Sucks, like straight up.
A lot of people won't tell you your baby's ugly, dude. Sorry, I can't be a model. Your kid should do something else. Have you thought about physics?
No, but Kane, to answer your question, I would just get your hands dirty, get involved in one way or another, learn something, and then apply it. You know what I mean? There's many transferable job skills, and especially in this growing industry. So if you were to just take a job trimming even or working in a garden, in someone's lab, packaging, but
crazy.
just
you
get
your
hands.
being around it, listening to it, seeing it, you'll learn a lot in a short period of time.
What state are you in again?
Washington.
Oh,
you got plenty of opportunity up there.
Bro, compliance. That's a huge thing. You learn about all the compliance that's changing every week, and you go out there and start teaching these fuckers who don't know how to do business. They just wanted to sell weed. You teach them how to be compliant and make their business successful. You're invaluable. There's no way they could ever replace that.
I was going to go back on someone brought up Burner, right?
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of funny because this guy, I used to go to this skate shop around my town, and I don't know if you guys have heard of Brad Miller. They call him B-Rad.
No, is he a clone? I mean, is he a genetic guy?
He's like a friend of Burner's.
Yeah, I think he's a genetic guy.
Yeah, he like mentored me like hella early on, and I found that out kind of later through Instagram, seeing like who he was, and then meeting one of my good friends who like makes oil for a company and stuff. And
well, that's a good and that's a funny story because it's funny how small the world is. But we're gonna keep it moving, and I'm gonna hook you up for asking a good question and let me cut your story off. I'm gonna give you a magic butter machine because I really do think that you help kind of expose a good side of things on how to try to find your way in the industry. So stick around for a minute. And if you want to give your information to the screener when I put you on hold, you can. Otherwise, just shoot me your information in my DM, Hydroponic Chef.
For sure. Thanks, man.
Right on, Kane. Congratulations, Magic Butter. Who's hooking you up every Wednesday night with the best grow gear and the motherfucking best cooking and grow knowledge?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. But we're gonna take a break real quick, and then we're gonna come back. We're gonna drink some sparkling fucking champagne. We're gonna have some CBD cocktails with Chronic Elixir, and we're gonna talk CBD and all you can do to stay medicated and educated and healthy. DFZ Radio, Farm to Table Cannabis.
Medicated.
Drink in my cup, someone tell the DJ, crank it on up. Yeah, crank it up, crank it up, crank it up. Sour diesel up in my blank. Purple drink up in my cup. Crank it up, crank it on up. ST, on SD. Got me smoking the best, no stress cheese. Now hold up, and roll up. Check the situation, about to go nuts. With a little bit of perp up in my cup. You could tell the bartender to fill it on up. That's alright, baby, work your stuff. And that's all night, baby, work your strut. You and your friends can ride when I go. Take a little spin in my Monte Carlo. Take a little dip, baby, show you how I roll. Take a little hit, baby, puff on the hydro. I so lit.